This is Rugby Merlin and welcome back to the channel. This is my preview of the first weekend of the Rugby Championship 2024. It's going to be an exciting one, so let's get into the matchups. So first up we have Australia hosting South Africa, the world champs, in their bogey ground in Brisbane. Now South Africa haven't won there for a long time. I think it was 2013, which was a long time ago. They haven't played that many matches, but when they have played, Australia have come out the victor. And also interesting to note that Cheslin Colby got his test debut there back in 2018. So I'm looking for him to have a big game. Perhaps the biggest news of Razzie's selection is Sasha going in at 10 and starting the match. He's burst onto the scene this season particularly and done really well when he's come on, usually off the bench. But yes, starting at 10 is the next level up now. Replacing Andre Pollard there, such a great player. But yeah, he's got a chance to prove himself. So the pressure's going to be on. He's probably going to be taking the kicks too. So I'm sure he'll grab it with both hands. Again, one of the key things to remember for him is that if he makes a mistake, put it behind him and get on with the match. Don't dwell on it and just play your game, So, yeah, I'm expecting him to do well. He seems like a very rounded young man, and I'm looking for him to show his character. Also, another very inexperienced player at 8, Elric Lowe, as starting there. Yeah, he plays for the Bulls. He has a couple of test caps off the bench, but yeah, big chance for him. There's been a bit of a void left at the number 8 position. And Quagga really didn't play his best games when he was given the chance there. I know that's his preferred position, I believe. And also Roos as well. They would be kicking themselves really, and now Lowe is up with his opportunities, so let's see how he can do. Other than that, an extremely strong pack, and the Australian youngsters are going to have a tough time dealing with them. Backline is no surprise really. Maybe Reinach in at 9, maybe Grant Williams. I kind of expected him to get the start, but Reinach is a great player. I really like him actually, and again, like Williams, got pace to burn. In the centres, Dialende and Creel, very tried and trusted centre partnership. And then the back three, you've got Kirtley Arons, Willie LaRue and Cheslin on the wing. And yet, as I said, Cheslin, he lost his test debut game against Australia in Brisbane. So I got a sneaky suspicion he's going to be looking for some payback, and I'm actually going to predict him to get a hat trick in this match. Moving on to the Wallabies team, everybody knows a very young and inexperienced team, but with a very experienced and shrewd manager or coach. Yeah, they're 3-0 so far this season, so they haven't lost a match yet, but it's a step up. They played Wales and Georgia so far, and they won those games reasonably comfortably in the end. But yeah, this is the next level, and they're up against a super strong South African side. I didn't even mention the South African bench, which is unbelievable. But yeah, a couple of new boys in the front row. They're going to have their work cut out. See how they go. If they can hold their own, they'll be very pleased with that performance. Frost, who does well in the line-out usually, is in the second row, and Australia again going to have to work hard to secure their set-piece ball. McWright is out, but Tizano is in, so yeah, a good balance in the back row again with Valentini there on the blind side, or the number 6 position. The back line pretty consistent. Now Australia are going to have to play out of their skin really, I think, to get anything out of this match. They have started well in all of their previous tests this season, so they'll be looking to do the same, maybe get a score or two. Joe Schmitty set play maybe can crack open that South African defence early on, but they're really going to need to do that, because I think as the game goes on, South Africa are just going to get stronger and stronger. So yeah, I expect the Aussies to have a good 20-minute spell at some point during the game. But overall, I think they're just the power and the experience of the South African team will crush them in the end. And I'm going to predict for that one 20-point win, 20-point margin for South Africa. I think Wallabies will play well in spells, but I think the Boks will have too much for them in the end. Next up, we have the All Blacks hosting the Pumas. So Argentina travelling over to New Zealand, Wellington. Yeah, New Zealand have done well again this season under their new coach. But a lot of questions being asked. Still, it's New Zealand. There's always going to be big conversations about the selections. But Scotty Barrett is out with his sore finger. So Savea is captain. Now that's a good call, I think, for New Zealand, and I think Savea leads the team really well from the front. So no real loss there, but they do have like depth problems really in the second row position. But the biggest news really for New Zealand is Rico Ioane is being dropped to the bench for this match. A lot of people, myself included, were doubting whether really he should be nailed in at centre. He hasn't never really performed there to his capabilities really, and shows good character from the manager Reza in dropping him, because he's such a big name, and I think that serves a purpose in terms of like letting players know that if they don't perform, they will be dropped. So it's a good thing, I think, and a very nice centre partnership with Jody Barrett and Anton Leonard-Brown, who I'm a great fan of, and I think he's playing brilliantly at the moment. And then Bodie, the brother, is at 15 and he's starting. Now, he's had a phenomenal season so far off the bench, but this time he gets the start. Will that change his game a little bit, or will he pick up from where he left off? It'll be interesting to see. But with him playing New Zealand, I expect to have a very good kicking game, and they want to cut down on unforced errors too. But yeah, they're looking good. TJ is at 9 and DMAC at 10 again. He's back, DMAC. I think it's nice to give him a few games on the run. Hopefully he will fall into his position, but New Zealand have had this issue recently of players switching up their positions, and he's one of those players. I hope he can find his feet at 10, and he hasn't really done it yet. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Let's wait until Saturday. Argentina mixed bag so far this season. Again, new management, and yeah, they had a win against France and then stuffed Uruguay, I think it was. A couple of injuries, but Kramer, one of my favourite players, is playing in the back row. I think Montero is there too, but Kramer is an absolute beast. No doubt he will be putting himself about all over the park. Big tackles, big hits. Expect him to be almost up to 20 tackles by the end of the game. The back three will have to play well to, particularly positionally, to combat Barrett's kicking game. But lots of experience for New Zealand, and yeah, Argentina have done okay against New Zealand recently, but I think the All Blacks will have too much for them. Be looking for New Zealand to start well. I think if they do that, then they'll grow with confidence very quickly, and yeah, they could get a few early tries. In terms of score prediction, I think New Zealand by 10. But should be a cracking match, I think, particularly if Argentina turn up. South Africa to get a big win in Brisbane to break their duck or their bogey, and then New Zealand to hold strong at home. So yeah, those are my predictions for the weekend. Hope you all enjoy the games, and drop a comment. Let me know what you think. All right, cheers.